Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of The Cliff. If you like what we're doing here, you can follow us on any of our social media pages. They are all at The Cliff Podcast. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Our full Facebook name is The Cliff with Jared and Dante, but at The Cliff Podcast is still a username that you can find us on there. If you like what we're doing here, you can also support us by clicking the Support This Podcast button on Anchor and donating as little as 99 cents a month to help us keep this thing going. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
I just burped in my water.
My piss still smells like coffee.
Your what?
My pee still smells like coffee.
You said your pistol smells like coffee.
My pistol, yeah. We got shooters on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my piss still smells like coffee from the coffee that I drank like 3 hours ago.
Jeez. I actually have coffee in my car.
And it wasn't like the first pee I've had since I drank that coffee. Like, I peed when I got home.
I didn't even know you drank coffee.
And Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee.
Oh, alright, iced coffee.
I'm a fan of that. Yeah, I mean, hot coffee's okay.
Yeah.
But I prefer iced coffee. Yeah. I love doing this to you.
Okay, we are recording. When did you start?
Right as you were burping into your water bottle.
We
may or may not have gotten it.
Oh.
Can't confirm.
I hope we got that.
Definitely got you blowing into it afterwards.
To get my burp out of my water bottle.
To get your burp out of your water bottle. Oh. Yeah. Hello, and welcome to episode number
10.
10, baby.
Double digits.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
May 11th.
May 11th was our first one.
Now it's what, July 8th?
I think that if I remember correctly, this probably means that it was like 2 months to the day of right now that we like were sitting in your room like, let's make a fucking podcast. Let's do it right now.
It was literally May 10th.
I thought that we made the decision to do it like a night or two before.
Essentially, we made the decision 3 years ago.
Well, that's true.
2 months ago.
I thought that we like made the decision like 2 nights before, maybe a night before, and then we like set up all the accounts and like kept them private. And then I know we filmed or recorded the night before initially, but I don't think that we did it on the same day that we decided to do it.
Was it May 9th, 10th, and then 11th?
I think so. I think that might be
because
it.
I feel like it was way quicker than 3 days.
I think it was 9th, 10th, 11th. I think you're right because I just know that the first night, like the night that
even if it was the 9th though, it was like 2 a.m. on the 10th essentially.
Yeah, because the night that we did it, Sydney slept over, or the night that we decided to do it, I should say. Like Sydney was sleeping, and we were talking about like we should fucking do it, but it was late, and Sydney was sleeping, and we were like, all right, well let's find out how to make it, and we did like the test runs, and then we did the pilot. Yeah. The pilot's at like 86 plays.
I know.
Who's counting? Me. I'm counting.
All of us.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm glad we've stuck with it.
Sydney always asks me how it goes, and I go, we say it every episode. If we get 10 views or 10,000 views, it's just fun to talk.
That's the thing. I mean, like, this is just like a cool, like, I think I even said it while we were still recording last week. Like, I literally at one point forgot that we were even recording shit because we were just sitting here like so into the conversation that it like I looked over and saw like a time still running and I was like, oh, we're still doing this, aren't we? Like,
the only reason I know we make a podcast is because there's a timer in front of us. Eventually it just feels like a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right, what are we talking about today? You have a whole list.
I have a list, yeah. Oh, that's a weird DM to get.
What?
Somebody asking me what's in the ocean water at Sonic. I'll tell you who it is off recording, but it's just it's fine. It's just you'll be surprised by the name.
Sprite and ocean water.
It's Sprite and blue coconut. You can't say that ocean water is in ocean water because that's what she's asking me.
Sprite and ocean water.
Sprite.
Jesus Christ.
It's Sprite for anybody who wants to know.
Sprite and blue coconut.
Sprite and blue coconut flavoring is what makes up ocean water. I guess I could answer that DM, or I could tell her that she has to watch the podcast next week to find out.
Plug it.
Yeah, plug it.
Yeah.
No, I'll probably just tell her. Okay, so I mean, I don't really know if it's going to matter if we go in order or not, but I do want to talk about the 4th of July because
well, let's do a quick recap. Let's do your first week of your internship.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll just go into everything else.
Sure. So I started this internship / camp count. Will you stop dropping your fucking bottle cap? Will you just stop? You're just gonna hear every like 30 seconds something like tapping on the table and hitting the ground, and you going, "Oh shit!" People are gonna be like, "Is he all right?" Like, I asked you if you wanted that water, not to cause a distraction,
I'm high. I don't know.
Oh, are you?
No.
No, not at all. Okay, yeah. So I started this this internship / summer job camp counselor gig at this theater company. They do a 2-week camp that has already happened. They did that in June. But I'm one of the counselors for the 4-week camp. Sani has been doing this camp for since they started it 5 years ago. So he is the one that got me in contact with them. It's been exhausting, but not in a bad way. Today was kind of in a bad way.
Yeah,
because
today you were looking at the clock.
Oh yeah, a lot. I mean, because here's the thing: there are 28 kids, and they are ages 10 to 15 or 16. They're rising 5th through 10th graders. So they're old enough to not need a whole lot of extra care in in a lot of ways. You don't have to make sure that they're not eating sand or any of that bullshit, but they are still super talkative. They don't understand. After we've yelled at you 11 times to please stop talking and interrupting, they don't. I'm sure. Yeah,
I know it.
I'm sure with the kids that you watch that it's the same way that Evan's gonna be listening to this and be like, "Hey, hi,
Evan, you were great. It was nice meeting you." He actually lives in Chicago, so Friday was the last day I've ever seen him again.
Oh.
But yeah, if you do come across this, Evan, it was fun. It was real fun. I actually have a story about all the kids.
Okay.
That I do want to tell you, but let's go through your week first.
Yeah. So, but they're they're that age. So they're, and there are a couple there are a good handful of kids that I really have enjoyed a lot. And there's none that I don't like. That is good news, is that there's nobody that I'm dreading seeing or anything like that. They're all good kids. They just, a lot of them are friends from school or friends from doing this camp for so long. So they just don't want to stop talking. And, they talk a lot, and it's disruptive. And it wasn't as bad last week. There was here and there, but today it was I couldn't. First of all, I had to do warm-ups by myself today, which is they gave us a 30-minute slot to do warm-ups in, and I had to do it myself because the other two counselors, Elena and Sani, were doing stuff with set pieces that we just got and helping the our bosses move them around and all this other stuff. And so it was just me, and they just didn't want to listen.
So what are warm-ups? Stretches or
stretching, vocal,
yeah.
Some games to get the energy going.
Speech and movement, whatever your
voice and movement.
Voice and movement.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like that, and then energy games and little theater games to get them kind of ready for the day, and and those warm-ups are super important because they are. I mean, if in any capacity they're important, but especially when you're at a camp where you are doing theater stuff from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah,
with a 30-minute break for lunch, but I
can imagine
you're singing a lot, you're doing a lot of choreography, it's a lot on your body, and you don't want to hurt your voice, you don't want to hurt yourself. So, those things are important, but they're not old enough to grasp that yet. They see it more as just a tedious thing that we have to do first, which is unfortunate. But I mean, I was the same way. It's not I'm shitting on them.
Yeah.
It's just that's how you are when you're younger.
Even as a soccer player for all my life, I hated stretching and doing those stupid cone drills.
It just feels like a pain in the ass.
It makes you better.
Yeah, and also I do love stretching now. It's become a part of my day because I just need it so much. Yeah. Be extra careful there. Yeah, okay. Screw that bottle cap on with no problem this time.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Be careful, don't drop yours.
Yeah, but they're good. We on last Monday it was just kind of a hey, how are you? Nice to meet you all. Let's all kind of learn who we are. Tuesday they did auditions. We're doing Addams Family, so they did auditions on Tuesday. And we thought we were going to have the theater, because they were doing auditions up in the rehearsal room upstairs. We thought we were going to have the theater to play games with the kids that weren't auditioning, because they had a show that was running in there. It closed the Sunday before, and they were supposed to strike and be done after Monday. They didn't tell us, or we didn't at least tell the counselors that they weren't done yet. And so Tuesday they walked in there and they were like, we have to strike. You guys got to get out. Mm-hmm. So we got kicked out and had to sit in the lobby all day, and that was tough because there's 28 kids sitting in not a small lobby, but it's not big enough or wide enough to carry that many kids and actually do anything. So they mostly just had to sit there.
And they all have attention spans of 20 seconds.
Yeah, and they're all loud and energetic, and there's people working in the box office right there.
Yeah.
So I was like, if they need to quiet down, just tell me and I will get onto them. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday the cast list came out, and surprisingly they handled it better than a lot of people that I know. The kids that didn't get what they wanted. handled it more maturely than I've seen a lot of folks handle cast lists coming out. Like,
that's good.
As an older person. One girl got a little upset, but like they pulled her aside and talked to her, and like she was fine by the end of the afternoon.
Sweet.
We got Thursday off. Wednesday they like started doing music and choreography stuff. Thursday we got off for the 4th. We went back Friday and went back to it, and they had. Actually, surprisingly, she was an alum of UWG, of the theater program.
I saw that on your snap.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She came in and did like a little makeup workshop with them for how to do like the Adams makeup, because they're like, for the ancestors, they're all like dead. Mm-hmm. So like this white foundation and all this stuff. And it was pretty interesting, and it was cool talking to her because like she, went through my school. Yeah. So like we talked about like how the faculty is the same as they've always been and whatever else. And she knew Tangela, so that was fun to talk about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we did that, and then today we came back, and I think that just with the weekend and with it being a Monday morning and with them now no longer being in that whole this is all brand new,
they're comfortable.
They're comfortable, and that Sonny even said it on Friday, and now I understand what he meant. He was like, my favorite weeks of the camp are always the first and last week. Mm-hmm. Because the weeks 2 and 3, they get a little all over the place, and they're, they either are too tired and don't want to be there, or they're too comfortable and doing too much, whatever it ends up being. That we got a little bit of both today. Some kids like just had a bad attitude today and didn't want to be a part of it. Some kids just didn't want to stop talking. Mm-hmm. It got, we really like they were last week. They would get talkative because they're young, and like we expect that, and we would just be like, hey guys, come on, let's focus. Today it was literally to a point where Sonny, and you know Sonny, he had to like yell at them, like really get onto them, and I was like, ooh.
That happened with the kids I watched. The first week, I was like, they were a breeze. My dad was like, how is it? I go, this is going to be easy. And like halfway through week 2, I was like, hey, don't do that. And they were like, no. And I was like, oh, this is how it is.
See, it's not like they say no to us. They just literally, they listen to you for 12 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're like, hey guys, come on. And they like quiet down for a second. And then like they wait, and then it starts and it builds. Yeah, you know how it is. And then we'll be like, come on, like next time we're separating you, and then they stop for long enough to where like the threat of separating them feels like it's kind of worn off and it's not fair anymore, and then they do it again, and you're like, and like none of the counselors, none of the CITs, and neither of the faculty people, none of us want to be the ones to actually go and move them. We all want them to
wants to be the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to be bad cop. Nobody wants to be mean. We don't want to like ruin their day, and like because they're kids and they're going through all this stuff that happens when you're between 10 and 16, and you don't want to be the person that makes them cry for the rest of the day over nothing. Like, so none of us wants to do it, but also we all just want them to shut up.
Yeah.
But no, today was just like one of those weird days, but it's overall been really good. That paycheck hit nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I'm not going to say how much it is. It's not a lot.
I know how much it is.
I've told you. I'm not going to say it.
Obviously.
And it's not like it's a lot, and it's not like I'm like trying to flex. It's just like when you are making no money for so long, when you get a paycheck
any amount of money
anything
awesome.
With 3 digits in it, you're like, holy shit, that's nice. Because I got that check on Wednesday, and then I got my Sonic check on Friday. And all of a sudden, I was like considerably in a better place.
You're balling.
All of a sudden, I was like, I can do anything right now. And so naturally, I celebrated by buying McDonald's.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, among other stuff, but we'll get to that. But yeah, that was my first week at camp, and it was cool.
Glad to hear that went well.
Yeah, it's going well.
What'd you do for the 4th? I'm assuming we're transitioning.
Yeah, let's transition into that because that's a part of that week anyway. We stayed here. We stayed at home. The family came over. I can't get my throat to clear.
No?
I just can't. I got that calzone tone.
The calzone. Shout out to Carson.
We just, every week, there's a reason. Every week.
Every single week.
Quick detour. On my ride home today from work, I was listening to Die on Mars again, as I've been doing a lot anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, I just heard the lyrics to Cobra Winfrey for the first time where I was really, really...
like, paying attention?
Able to give it my full attention. And I was like, holy shit. Oh, fuck. I don't want to butcher it. Just keep talking while I find this.
I'm gonna keep talking while Jared looks up the lyrics of Cobra Winfrey.
Okay, but no. So the 4th happened, and the family just came over. Tiffany came over with the babies.
How the baby's doing?
They're good. Maddie is 4, and she was talking about like she's very brutally honest, like a lot of little kids are, and she was like telling my mom that she's like a scaredy cat about fireworks and how they like make her fart, which is hilarious. But every time like a series of loud fireworks would go off, if she didn't cover her ears, she would yell afterwards, "I didn't even cover my ears!" And she's 4, so we all have to go, "Oh my god!" She's adorable, and Brian is still too young. He's only 2, so he's still too young. So it's just too loud for him. So he watched them from inside and loved that.
Oh, cool.
But anytime they brought him outside, he would start crying. He's 2. It's fair. Here it is. Okay. Sending life-ending shit through a screen and a smile. Yeah, that line, like, the whole song is like really good lyrically, but towards the last little bit, it's lead us not into overcomplication, trash talking to the non-existent camera, my half-cocked journalistic endeavors, my black helicopters and CIA scanners. It's 1 to 2 over/under on the drama queen, laying on their floor, trying to sleep until Thursday when they wake up fine, sending life-ending shit through a screen and a smile.
Gotcha.
Damn. Damn. I just heard it for the first time today, and I was like, wow.
I gotta give it a listen again.
Oh, and then the last line is like, and you can say there's so much hell here, but you don't know the fucking half. And I was like, ooh. Okay. But anyway, so I I almost got like fake mad at you. Like I was gonna like send you a joke text and be like, fuck you, because I like watched your Snap story and saw that you were like with everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like gonna be like, hey, what the fuck? I wanted to hang out. Fuck you.
I didn't know you were in town.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought you were going to Carrollton.
I
had
there.
no idea when you were coming back.
I got back on Wednesday.
Oh. Okay.
I wasn't gonna like be genuinely mad. I was literally just gonna be like, man, what the fuck? Fuck you, dude.
We weren't even together last year for it.
No, but I was at work.
You were?
I was at Target that night.
Oh, you were?
Because I got time and a half.
Ooh.
$18 an hour.
That's nice.
No, but I was gonna send you a message, and then I was like, let me see if that's the end of his Snap story before I say anything. And then I tapped to the next one, and you were like, you can never have a good night when you have a fucking Jeep.
You can never have a perfect night when you have a Jeep.
And this is so funny because on last week's episode, when you were talking about Asheville, you were like, Molly did so good.
I can't stress enough the bullshit.
So what happened?
My 4th of July, Sydney came over because she was going to spend the night. Mm-hmm. So she came over, we got in my car. The dad of the kids I'm watching was like, so how's your car doing? Because I was talking to him about like the problems it's had in the past.
Yeah, sure.
And I kid you not, I go, my car's been fucking perfect.
You talk too much shit.
I was like, my car did fantastic over the weekend. I go, the mechanic said it was in great condition. Not 3 hours later. But so we get to the mall, hanging out with everyone. Nigel brought his own cornhole.
I saw that.
So cornhole was really fun to play because we were all getting competitive about it. Fireworks started at the mall. We weren't parked around like the crowd. If you went to like the Best Buy parking lot, like you're away from everyone, but you can still see them.
Okay.
So like we were like, sweet. There's no kids running around. We all have like water, Capri Suns, legal drinks in our hands in public. And we were just bullshitting and talking. It was fun. We go to leave. I start my car, doesn't start.
Oh, God.
No lights were on. My door wasn't open. Try again, doesn't work. I pull out. Nigel's like, hey, maybe you need to jump it. I go to my trunk. I'm like, I have jumper cables in my car.
Guess what? You don't have jumper cables?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. Brand new pack. I literally unzip it and I pull it out, and the cables are still wrapped in plastic. So I'm like, sweet, we got this.
Yeah.
Unwrapped them. The black wire is cut in half. A brand new fucking... It never opened before. The black wire is cut in half. Sam goes to bother some guy like 7 cars down for jumper cables.
Yeah.
Gives it to us. Casey's car's not working with my car. So we pulled Nigel's car. Nigel's car is not working.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And the guy's like, I don't know. So we leave my car parked for 2 days in the Best Buy parking lot.
Oh.
We empty it out, of course. Then we go back to Nigel's place, and the rest of the night is really fun. But whilst we got, so skipping ahead before I talk about the night, we got there, we parked, Best Buy, it was fine. Turns out, while it was just chilling, while my car was just hanging out, my battery exploded. And started leaking, and I had no idea.
Fuck's sake.
So they were like, this is normal in a battery.
Fuck you!
And I was like, I'm just glad it didn't happen in Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it didn't happen in Nashville.
Very true.
But we're back, car's working fine again. I got a whole new battery, and they said I brought it to the mechanic again. And they said it was just your battery. It looks as good as it did when you first brought it in here, so it's nothing mechanically now, which is great. But we went back to Nigel's house. I bought a bunch of tequila and vodka. Sydney apparently loves tequila. She drinks it like water, which scares me.
That's a lot.
She scares me with that.
That's so
but
funny.
She's a cute drunk, so it's funny. We were playing a game. I don't know if you watched it on YouTube. It's called Truth or Drink.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's like parents who like play with their kids. Yeah. So we Sydney and I went through. We wrote down like 50 questions, and then we were just playing it like in the group, and it was really fun. And that's pretty much how my night went. We ended up sleeping at Nigel's house, and he drove me back to the house in the morning, and then eventually worked my car up. But that was my 4th of July. No complaints besides my car, but how my battery exploded randomly is a mystery.
It just makes no sense. But I think what I've realized about our podcast is that all it is us telling the people whether our car did or did not do something fucking awful this week.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
And I hope this is the last time that we have a problem about our cars on the podcast. Knock on wood.
Please.
But
Please. I'm so sick of it. And I'm driving to the city every day right now. And
it's just waiting to happen.
yeah, well, and the parking garage that we use, because they can validate there for $5 instead of like 15 or 20 anywhere else. So we use it, but like all the spots are just narrow as shit. And no matter how early I get there, the only spots that are available are always right between a car and a column. So it's like,
I hate parking, even at school.
It's
if there's
terrifying.
If there's an empty spot by a column, I'm like...
I don't like doing it, but like there are days where I'm like, whatever, and I'm just like waiting for like a disaster to happen. Like I'm waiting for it.
Waiting for the day where you just cut it a little too late.
Because that's all it is. It's like there are other like in a normal parking garage or parking lot, like there's like more like leeway. Like okay, if you cut it, you can like fix it, and you can like in this type of garage, it's nope. Like you are fucked immediately. You have no time to recover, and if you get yourself stuck, it's going to be a 20-minute process to get unstuck.
K-turn, you gotta reverse, gotta push. Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But knowing your car, knowing your luck and my luck, your car is going to wait until the summer job ends and you don't have any income, and then your car's going to be like, I want to...
I'm going to make it to Atlanta and back every day. I'm going to make it to Carrollton and do all that stuff to get moved out at the end of the month, and then I'm going to be like going to Sonic to like have one more shift and get one more paycheck, and it's going to be like August 8th, so right before move-in and all that bullshit, and then like I'm gonna be in the Walmart parking lot, and I'm just gonna hear, and I'm gonna go, huh?
No, it's gonna be your biggest paycheck yet at Sonic because you worked extra hours so you can milk it, and then your car's gonna be like, I want all that money.
Give me all of it,
because that's how it always.
My
happens.
tires are all gonna just fall off.
Oh, that's what
every single one.
That's what happened to me last year.
Like not even like flat. Oh no, like it's gonna be like I'm driving, and then the tires disconnect and roll away. And I'm left with just the body of the car. That's what's like. Nothing will surprise me at this point. Jesus. Oh yeah. I mean,
what else is on that list so we don't just go down this glory hole?
We're about
to
talk about death for 20 minutes. Oh, so we should talk about death for like 2 seconds. Rest in peace to Cameron Boyce. I don't know if you saw this. I'm sure you did.
I saw it.
The kid from Jesse.
Yeah.
I kind of was already out of my Disney phase by the time Jesse rolled around. And I don't know what else he's been. I watched some.
I remember watching Jesse. Obviously, I know of Cameron Boyce. He was Adam Sandler's kid in Grown Ups.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, this is gonna sound really bad when I say it, but I think you'll understand where I'm coming from. I think people our age are milking his death.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
No,
I don't think that sounds bad at all.
No one's ever we stopped talking about him years ago. He's a model. He was a good-looking kid. He would take pictures and he would circulate every now and then.
Yeah.
But really, the only quote-unquote attractive Disney star that circulates still is Cole and Dylan Sprouse.
Mm-hmm. Because they're still doing stuff.
Yeah, they're still doing stuff.
Riverdale,
but
and all that shit.
And he was still in Disney. He was in Descendants 3 or
whatever.
Whatever it was. But no one's talked about him. And
I get that it's a part of your childhood, so it's not that I care about people sending their condolences.
No,
and making
definitely.
posts.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What it is when it's ongoing and excessive.
Or this is so hard. I remember watching it. No, you haven't thought about him in months. It's upset. It's sad when a 20-year-old dies in any world, especially one that we did watch.
Yeah.
But he was not in your mind last year.
You weren't. It's not like you were thinking about him every
Yeah,
single day.
yeah.
No. But Sonny and I were talking about this because he was born in like May of '99. So he's like,
Yeah.
he's literally.
I'm older than him, and you and Sydney are the same age.
Yeah, and same with Sonny. Like we're all just a couple months apart from him, and so it was really crazy to like, see that with someone our age because it wasn't like a drug thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Like any of that, it was like a seizure
In
with
his
ongoing
sleep or
health
something.
problems.
Yeah.
He died in his sleep. Like really crazy to think about. And like Sonny and I were just having like a really good conversation yesterday about like just life and how it's wild that like that shit can like disappear.
I think that was the only thing that, if anything about that hit close to home, it was the fact that like I'm 2 years older than it. Like it could have happened.
These things can happen
to anybody.
To like people in my life, to me, to whatever.
And I mean, he was a great actor. I liked most of the stuff he was in. I wasn't a huge fan of him in general. I didn't like keep up with what he did.
But when you saw him, it wasn't.
When I saw him,
thing.
it wasn't. Yeah. But like, it was just, I don't know. I just feel like people are milking it to the point where it's just like,
I think there's a thing about the fact that because he's the same age as us, people are
trying to
relate more to it and draw more from it, and maybe that's like their way of coping with losing other folks in their lives. Like I don't want to jump on people's stories or anything. But it is weird when people are like just really going over the top about it. I'm not gonna call out some of the posts that I saw, but there were just some posts that I saw.
I'm not in anybody's DM like, oh, you're
no.
I don't care enough
and it is sad, so I'm not gonna tell you that it's not.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, because it is. But yeah, there were just some posts that I read where I was like, you're really trying to like make this about you.
You're trying to get some likes and retweets off some kid's stuff right now.
Yeah, and you see that a lot. I think it's fucked up. But yeah, I just wanted to give a few minutes to say rest in peace to him, and that regardless of how people are handling it, it is very sad, and best to his friends and family, and to anybody who did look up to him.
Apparently his family's amazing. Like I read Adam Sandler's like little blur to them, and all he talked about was like obviously how good of a kid Cameron was, but like his family apparently is like angels on earth. Like they're supposedly really, really good people. So that sucks.
Very nice.
Good, bad things always happen to good people. That's the saying.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about death, freaking, I don't know what the hell's happening in the sports world.
Tyler Skaggs,
and then the backup quarterback for Eli Manning when they beat the Patriots, the helmet catch, Tyler Lorenzen or Josh Lorenzen. I can't think of his first name. Lorenzen. He was 38 and he died, like the Kentucky football prodigy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was that of natural stuff, or was it CTE related, or what? Like what was it? I
can't remember.
No.
But yeah, like 2 days after Tyler Skaggs, and then not even like a day or two later, a lineman on the Miami Dolphins got into a really bad car accident, and they had to amputate his arm.
I did see that.
So like I don't know what the hell is happening with everything. Usually death comes in threes, and the Miami guy didn't die.
Yeah, I guess that's just tragedy coming in threes.
Cameron died, so I guess that's 3.
Yeah, right.
But
fuck.
Jesus.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. To go to better stuff than that.
Yeah, what you got?
So on Saturday night, I went to a show in Woodstock.
Okay.
At a venue called Connect Live.
Never heard of it.
Neither had I. And
where's Woodstock?
Woodstock
in relation to us.
So we're like straight north of Atlanta. They are like northwest of Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I am remembering this.
I've never been to Woodstock. I've seen it like I've seen like jobs be like, oh, it's in Woodstock.
Like, like 85 takes you directly over here. 75 takes you directly to them.
Okay.
So it's just it's
another road.
It's another road. Yeah. Yeah. They're a little farther west of like Alpharetta and Roswell.
Oh,
they're like Kennesaw area.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So I went over there. It's like an hour drive. It's not bad. I went over there because Maggie was opening.
Yes.
For the show that was going on, and this band Vista was playing, and they're from Long Island, and I've been mutuals on Twitter with Hope. The singer of Vista, for like 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then I found out separately that Liz is like BFFs with her, and so then like Liz and Kendall are now both like good friends with her because like they've gone to like quite a few of their shows and like whatever. So like there was just like this big like, oh, you know her, well I know her, and we're cool and blah blah blah. So like that was a thing, and she's not just like a random mutual where it's like, oh yeah, I'll follow you back. Like we actually like are active with each other on Twitter, so like we like know each other. So when I saw her at the show, I told her, I was like, I just wanted to say hey, because we've been mutuals for like 2 years on Twitter, and like it felt right to like say hello. She was like, oh yeah, what's your name? I was like, Jared, and she was like, Jared, and I was like, the Jared so far. She was like, yes, holy shit, yeah, holy shit. So yeah, I think every band was femme fronted. I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Maggie's a solo though, right?
Yes, but she did have a full band with her.
Oh, cool.
Like, yeah, she has like a band that does stuff for her, but she is like technically a solo artist. And then there was a band. I got there a little bit after everything had started, so I missed the first band. I think they were called like Pico. But I walked in on a band called Reptile Room, and then I saw Maggie, and after that was the Fair Shake right after that? I think so. I know you don't know. I'm trying to think I'm trying to think of it for myself. Yeah, the Fair Shake. They were pretty fucking sick. And then and Maggie killed it. I should make a point to say that it's implied because Maggie's incredible. Like she
killed it at the first show we saw her.
Mm-hmm. She's talented as fuck, but like I want to make it a point to say that she really killed it. The Jonas Brothers reposted another one of her covers on their Instagram story. This is the second time they've done that. So, good for her. Yeah. But no, she's awesome. She played 2 new songs that have not come out yet, and will be coming out in the next few months. Sounded great. She's a lot of fun live, because she just gets up there and like really like has a good time. You saw her, so know. So shout out Maggie.
I saw her before her album or EP came out, though.
Yeah.
She's released stuff before or after I've seen her. So
right.
I've been able to see her do like her discography, really.
Right. Well, and Cassie was even talking about like she was like, I really want to see Maggie play because like she's super nice and I like the covers she posts. I just like have never gotten a chance to see her in like any of her shows. So and she has some that are coming up in like September that are like on weekends. So we'll hopefully get to go to that. So yeah, shout out Maggie. She's super sweet. I loved hanging out with her at the show. Kendall and Liz were there to see Vista. It was great to see them. I saw Maddie from Sonic there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
Like our Maddie from when we worked there.
No way.
Maddie Ryan. No, she looked great. She looked like she's
great?
Yeah.
Good. I was worried about her for a little bit.
Yeah. No. She looks like she's doing so much better. She's like still doing hair. She's like was with her boyfriend.
She decided to go back to. I thought
No, she finished her license and everything.
No, I remember when she finished her license, but I could have sworn on my life that she said she wasn't doing that anymore.
She's not currently working at a salon, but she is like doing people's hair. I guess like freelance.
Cool.
But like no, she looks like she's in such a better place mentally than she was when she was at Sonic.
I was always worried about her because she was such a sweet girl. She just
had so much going on.
She just kept getting dealt bad hands.
Yeah, she really did.
And I was just like, I would take her home every now and then.
Yeah.
And like when I dropped her off, I was like, all right, Maddie. I was like, just be okay.
Yeah, no, it was really good to see her because she did just look so much happier and like healthier. And
we're
like,
all happy and healthier after Sonic.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like breaking up with an ex. No, she looked great. Her boyfriend seems to be very good to her. Sweet. It was very cool to see someone from like a dark time in all 3 of our lives like doing that well.
Awesome.
So I'm very happy.
Sweet.
Yeah, but the Fair Shake was cool. Who else played? Vista was great. It was very cool to finally see them after like knowing of them and knowing them for quite a while. It was very good to see them. And then Misty Eyed, they're locals. They played. They were cool. I loved the vocalist. She was incredibly talented. And then Sarah and the Safe Word went on last. Sarah from the song with the Dowboys.
Okay. What song?
She did Pure Schlock.
Okay.
That like clean part right at the beginning of that song.
All right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I gotta re-listen to the album.
Yeah. But no, and I've never like listened to them. So they are a 7-piece band, including keys and a flute and a violin. Another violin band, yes.
Keys, flute, violin.
A couple of guitars, a drummer, and Sarah does vocals and all that. But it all like mixes so nicely.
It works.
Yeah, and their stage presence is great. Sarah is hilarious on stage. She was like, "This song is about my love for," and someone said something like they had friends in the audience, so they were just kind of like talking shit to each other throughout. And they said something, I think it was like, I don't know, like my love for like, and they said like healthcare, like something stupid. Yeah. And she was like, "No, it's about my love for putting things inside myself." Okay. Like it was just really funny. And they sounded great. I'm gonna have to find the song, and there's no way for me to do it right now, but there was one song that they played towards the very end of their set that I really, really liked. That they had the girl playing keys and the girl on the violin like doing background vocals on, where they were just like going la 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 la, and then like at one point towards the end, as the song is kind of breaking down, the violinist like dropped screams. And it sounded sick. Yeah. Like she goes like la 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 la, like just loses it, and it was fucking nice. I was like standing in the back, and I was like, oh,
that could be. Hopefully they perform it like that in the studio, because I think they bands like the Fallout by Crown the Empire. They do the ending of the Fallout so much differently live than so. Yeah. But I love how they perform it live more than the studio.
I agree.
Yeah. And I think bands need to keep doing that.
Yeah. But it was a really good night. To avoid getting into the night before, I will just say that like it was needed to have like a good time around good people and just kind of chill, and do something that I like doing. But the venue was fucking weird. I really wanted to talk about this. So they have a cafe that's connected to it, and it's called Connect Cafe. Connect Live, Connect Cafe. The owners seem really chill. Because they were there and they, I guess, booked stuff there too. But so they were there. But like you walk in to the building, and to the right of the entrance is like where the actual like music room is. But it's through like these double doors, and you walk in, and like there were just like rows and rows of chairs set up, but like not like folding chairs. They were like cushy chairs. And I was like, I literally messaged Maggie, and I was like, I think I'm here, but I don't feel like it was weird.
Was it not general admission?
No, it was, but like I bought a pre-sale from Maggie to get a cheaper price, I guess. And I like looked around, and nobody said anything to me when I walked in. Like, so I walked past and like stood in the back and kept like watching to see what was going on. And then I looked across the room and I saw Maggie, and I was like, okay, I'm good. Like, and Hope from Vista was over there, so I was like, cool, like I'm good. I'm where I'm supposed to be, but what the fuck is going on? Nobody said shit to me, and so at the end of Reptile Room set, I walked over to the table where like there were people sitting there looking like they were checking people in, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I've never been to this venue before, I'm very confused. I bought a pre-sale from Maggie, do I need to like tell you my name? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I did, and they like put like they like Sharpied an X on my hand, and then they were like, cool. Like, didn't check my ID. They were like, just give me your name. It was very weird. Like, I feel like if I hadn't bought a ticket, it wouldn't have mattered.
They should have done that at the door, right?
That's what or at least like if they're gonna put the table right at the door when you walk in, maybe like actually when you see people come in that you
acknowledge people.
Yeah, like, I was I don't think I needed to even buy a ticket. I think I could have just walked in and nobody would have said a damn thing. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. It was just very strange, but it was a nice venue. They had the fans going and they had AC. A nice change. Ooh. A nice little change.
In a world where that's scarce.
And also their sound quality was very good. You could hear everyone and everything. Imagine that.
I don't know, coming from the Masquerade has the shittiest sound quality.
Right, like, love that venue, but, like, the sound at 695 and even at... I mean, Kenny's Alley is a little better, but, like, I mean, it's not great still. So, like, to go to a venue like that where everything's crystal fucking clear to a point where it literally caused me to make the decision to buy earplugs for future concerts, which happened. Yeah, like, it was a cool venue, though. It was just very new and very, like, I was just very thrown because I'd never been there. So I was like, oh, this is fucking weird. I was doing homework during the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, during some of the people's sets who I didn't know, I would, like, stand up for parts of it and then, like, sit down. Because I had, like, discussion stuff due at, like, 11:30. And, so the way that it's for my world history class, and the way that it's set up is that, like, you have to do your discussion thread by Wednesday night. And then you have until Saturday night to reply to people. You have to do at least 2 replies to get the required like amount of points to get like an A.
Yeah, same with my classes.
And then anything you do past that is like additional like extra credit, whatever. So I did like a handful of responses during one set, and then in between sets I did like a couple more and replied to a couple of people that replied to me and like whatever. I ended up getting 140 on the assignment. I ran numbers on I checked my points for the whole class to this point, and I have a 352 out of 340.
So you're doing well.
I'm doing okay.
Good.
We're gonna have to tough it out. We'll see how this test goes tonight. It'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
No, it's fine. So I just thought it was funny because I was I like watched Maggie's set, and then I looked at Kendall and Liz, and I was like, I'm gonna go do homework now. And they were like, what? Like, are you leaving? I was like, no, I'm gonna pull up Coursed on my phone and sit right in that chair right there and reply to some people's discussion posts. And the professor like left me a note that was like on my grade that was like, really loved your thoughtful responses. Like, it really seems like you're listening to your peers and like giving them, you know, like. And I was like, yeah, I wrote this at a concert. Like, I'm not actually.
I don't give a shit about.
I don't give a shit. Also, speaking of my professor for that class, right before the class started, she put a notice on our course and was like, by the way, I'm gonna have slow internet times, so if I take like 1 to 2 days to reply to you, please forgive me. I'll be in South Africa until July 19th. Class ends on July 25th.
Oh.
So just for the entirety of the course, you were like...
She's not going to be there.
She was like, I'm teaching a class. I should go to South Africa.
Jesus. I don't think they get to choose whether they do summer classes or not, though.
I think they do. So my English professor from freshman year got to choose to take the summer off a year or two ago.
Really?
So like, she usually teaches a self-staging class. She chose not to.
I feel like...
Maybe it's different from department to department?
Maybe it's different either department to department or just university to university.
Could be.
But I swore that one of my professors hinted to the fact that she's like, yeah, I have a summer class. Unfortunately, like she was like, it seemed like she like got assigned to it. So I was like, oh, I was like, that's weird.
Maybe it just varies. Yeah.
Or maybe if they are offering a subject, they need a professor who knows that subject, and it's just like.
Oh, and I think there are certain classes that probably like they have to be a little more willing to offer in the summer, no matter what.
Like math,
like world history since 1500. It's like an 1100 class. Like everyone is gonna need to take it, and there are only so many sections each semester, and only so many schedules that will work. So like,
I'm assuming maybe
that's what it was. But I just thought that was funny that she was like, yeah. So this class is about to start. Make sure that you do that, and I'm gonna be in South Africa for forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to know what happened with the bumper stickers on that car.
Okay. So
I didn't read any of the bumper stickers, by the way.
Okay,
so
good. I was gonna say I have them written down because I was gonna forget them. So yeah, I was just. I think I was on Lawrenceville Swanee, and you know those people who make sure they get 11 bumper stickers that apply to the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to forget. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I was driving back home from Asheville, and there was a car. We were driving through the mountains, and of course the mountain people are all Republican.
Yeah,
So this guy had a Trump and Pence sticker. Mm-hmm. He had a Make America Great Again sticker.
Uh-huh.
He had another Trump and Pence sticker, and then he had Trump taking a piss on the word liberals.
We get it.
And I was like,
we get it.
I was like, you seem so fun.
You gave. Let's be honest. You didn't even give Donald Trump all of your money for these. You gave like some random sticker printing corporation a bunch of money to you can get one.
Yeah.
You could get, like, that's fine.
But he had two of the same ones.
Like, I don't have to agree with your shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's if you know, express your opinions.
Yeah.
I don't. As long as you're not hurting people, fine. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll just think that you're stupid. But like, that's, you know, your business, my business. I'll sit in my car and go idiot, and then that's fine.
That's fine.
But you get 4 for the same thing. I'm like, dude.
Technically, he had 3. He
had a copy of
But he had a copy of one, like, he's ran twice. Like, usually if you have, like, a Obama and Biden.
Like, 08
you'll have,
and then
like,
2012.
And then,
But that hasn't even happened yet.
Nope. Unfortunately.
There are people that I still see driving around with, like, John McCain stickers from, like, 08. And I'm like, dog, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
We lost that. Actually, no, we won that battle.
Yeah. They lost that
battle. I told you, like, I recently got into politics because this last election.
Yeah.
It was like a month before Obama stopped, his term was ending. It was a month before it ended where I found out he was a Democrat.
Really?
Yeah, I just never cared about it. And then eventually I was like, oh, I should probably
It's weird to me that Reagan-Bush apparel has become like a novelty. Do you see that?
No, I've never seen
I see a lot of people of a certain demographic, our age, and the rest you can fill in, that wear Reagan-Bush 84 shirts. Like, and that's what they won that, so okay.
Yeah.
But it's just so odd. Like, that's such a weird, like, I get, like, people want, like, certain things, they like certain things about 80s culture, and, like,
yeah, I get that.
You know, like, the track pants and, like, whatever else. But
bootcut jeans.
But to choose Reagan-Bush shirts It's just odd. And, like, I see a lot of people own them, and I'm just like, this is a very weird thing you're doing.
I'm going for George Washington 1780 from now on.
Yeah.
That's my new shirt.
We should print t-shirts that have George Washington 1780 on them.
Assuming that's the year, I have no idea.
Well, 76 was when, like, he was named the president, like, right when the country started.
So.
But he got reelected in 1780, and then they wanted to keep electing him. Like, the people in America were like, we want you to be the president
and he was the
until
one who
you
was
die.
like, no, I gotta be 2 terms.
Yeah, he literally was like, guys, that was the problem we were having over there in England. Mm-hmm. We don't want to do that. That's why we left, remember? And they went, oh, yeah. And then,
I was giving Sam shit about that the other day.
Ha!
I was like, today is our 343rd anniversary of us kicking your ass in that war.
Well, you were wrong.
Or
243rd.
243rd. I knew the number when I said it.
I got you.
Fucking.
Regardless, we kicked their asses.
Either way, we won. But
and now
it was also me and Sam's 1-year anniversary of being friends, July 4th.
That's so ironic.
Yeah.
That's so fucking hilarious.
Him being a Brit and me being an American.
And becoming friends on the 4th of July.
Anyway, back on track.
Oh, right.
So the bumper stickers.
So this woman, I only say it was a woman because I literally drove past her and saw that it was a woman. She was driving a blue minivan, and I was like, soccer mom. Yeah. 3 bumper stickers. First one, a paw print. Who rescued who? And I was like, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Other side of her back window, peace, love, dogs.
That's a Sydney
with a peace sign, a heart, and then a dog's face. And I was like, okay, yeah, you have a dog. Like, and then the last one, this is the one that I really wanted to tell you about. I kissed a dog and I liked it. Inside of a heart.
Look, I'm all for bestiality.
No!
No.
Like, I don't understand what you could possibly be trying to get across with that, other than I fuck my dog.
We get that you have a dog. I'm glad you love your dog.
The first 2 are fine. Like, it's excessive to have more than one about the same thing.
The same message.
But okay, like, I get it. Some people are just really, really dog people.
Yeah.
But then, like, to be like, you're like, I got a rescue, but like, he really rescued me. It's like, oh, that's cute. It's corny. You're corny, but you're cute. And then peace, love, dogs. It's like, oh, I get it. It's like when other people are like, peace, love, and coffee, or like, music is my life. Like, whatever the fuck people do.
Peace, love, Ariana Grande stands.
Sure, whatever. I hate stands. But
that's an episode in itself.
That's a whole other thing. But to do, like, those 2 are fine, and then you go, I kiss my dog, and I enjoy it. I like kissing my dog.
Post on Pornhub, pussy.
I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
That one crosses a very visible line.
Yeah, it's like when they have like a shock collar on where they're not allowed to leave the front yard.
It's an unspoken, invisible line.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
It's just weird. Like, it's a weird thing. Because I get that you're just being like, I really love my dog. But you're being like...
But now you're saying, I really
love my dog.
I love my dog.
I want to be super clear. I love my dog.
Doggy style is my favorite position.
My dog, I would let him put his tongue anywhere.
My dog tongues me for treats.
I've taught my dog a lot of tricks. He knows how to sit on my dick.
Yeah.
Lay down.
Well, she's a woman.
While I'm getting pounded. And roll over and do spin cycle shit on me. It's just a lot for me.
Because, like, to her it's innocent, but little does she know there's 2 assholes in a basement
doing a podcast to 25 people just shitting on her.
Just shitting on you.
There's going to be somebody that's like, there's going to be one of our friends that's like, hey man, back off. Like, I love dogs and you should just let us love dogs.
I don't even think any of our friends would get offended by it. I think one person who just came across the podcast who has the sticker like that is going to be like, you know what? I'm offended.
It's going to be like 2 years from now. And we're going to still be doing the podcast and we're going to be like getting some traction.
In a perfect world, we'll be like visible. We'll be like trending.
We'll be getting some traction, some ad revenue or whatever. And then somebody's going to be like, oh, I should like start from the beginning. And they'll get to episode 10 and they'll hear this shit. and they'll try to turn.
And then our careers will fail.
Oh, and they'll make a clip of just me being like, I want to put my dog's tongue on something. Like they'll take like clips, little sound bites.
My dog tongues me for treats.
Yeah, like the Shane Dawson thing, except that he genuinely wanted to fuck his cat.
Yeah. He has I kissed the cat.
He's got I fucked my cat and I liked it.
I fucked my cat and I liked it.
I love how defensive people got over that, where they were like, he was obviously not saying that he wanted to fuck his cat. I was like, did you listen to what he said?
Word for word.
Word for word. He was like, yeah, I like stuck my dick on my cat.
Yeah.
And came.
I went to.
Like, I know he was probably fucking around, but like, getting to make fun of him for that.
I mean, I went to a school. I went to
for fucking dogs.
No.
Gotta send my dog to training so he'll stop running.
Dog 101. Bondage. But no, I went to a school with a kid who had a rumor going about him that he fucked his dog.
That's
a weird rumor to come back from. But
and it's like, how does that, like, what happened to start that? Because not to place blame, but like, you know, did somebody just decide that, or did you make the wrong joke and just somebody wanted to run with it and bullied you? Like, because that sucks.
No.
But like, what happened? Were you like, because you know there are people who say things there's
people who put peanut butter on their dick and let their dog lick it off.
Like real life. But like there are those things where you like ask someone like, would you fuck this person?
What are we talking about?
I don't know, man. It's fine.
This got weird.
Or, you know, people be like, would you fuck this person if like they gave you $1 million? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I need $1 million more than I need my butthole. So like, okay. And then they take that and they're like, oh my god, he wants to fuck this guy, blah blah. Like, I've seen that happen to people, and I'm like, well, that sucks, because like you gave them a quite a scenario, and now you're not filling in the story.
Similarly, that almost happened to you.
Yeah,
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Do we talk about that, or do we just move past
No,
it?
just briefly. I got put on the Shit Pussy Say Twitter account like 5 years ago because the one of the award shows was happening.
Yeah.
And it was my sophomore year of high school. So whatever award show Justin Timberlake was singing on in like November of 2014, and everyone on Twitter, all the girls, anybody who like is into guys, basically, were like, oh my god, he looks so sexy, he's so hot, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I like jokingly was like, I'd fuck the shit out of Justin Timberlake, I don't care.
Yeah.
And some dude who like I had beef with like screenshotted it and sent it to Shit Pussy Say, and they were like, no homo, bro. Like, and then I got like hundreds and thousands of like death threats and F slurs in my notifications, and yeah, it was a trip.
One thing led to another, and now we're here.
And now we're here doing a podcast.
Yeah, that similarly happened to you. Almost.
Yeah, it sure did. And so, like, why would you get a bumper sticker that says that you want to fuck your dog?
Yeah.
That's my question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Might be getting a little too political. But me and you handle political talks pretty maturely.
Yeah.
Because we have similar views.
Mm-hmm.
How many accusers did Kevin Spacey have? Did he just have that one?
I don't think so. I think there were multiple.
All right, because I only remember him having one. And I should have done research before I asked that question. I thought about doing it, but then I just got here too early, and then we ended up hanging out.
Yeah.
But
and eating Wendy's.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally meant to say this at the beginning. Right before I walked down here for us to start, my mom showed me this thing.
Are you looking it up, or do you want me to?
I'm looking up Kevin Spacey right now.
Okay.
But my mom shows me this article about the Wendy's on Grayson Highway down in downtown Lawrenceville. A cook tested positive for Hep A. And now anybody that's eaten there in the last like X amount of time has to go get tested for Hep A.
I'm sorry, I was typing. Where?
The Wendy's in downtown Lawrenceville on like Grayson Highway.
Oh shit!
A cook in that store tested positive for Hep A, and he had been like working in the kitchen, like making food. And Hep A is like super contagious.
Oh yeah. Well,
So-
you get that from eating ass.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember.
Among other
I remember
things.
I made that joke in the.
Speaking of eating ass, Lamont came in the drive-thru yesterday.
Yikes!
That's another story.
We threw him under the bus.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, he has 15.
Yeah.
He has 15 accusers. Okay. I remember him when he came out. Obviously, he just had that one, and
The
then
first one with
the first one, and then that prompted him to be like, "Oh, I'm gay."
Well, and the thing about it was that it's not just that he was being gross and sexually assaulting people and having misconduct. The first person that came out and spoke about it was talking about it when Kevin Spacey was like in his 20s or 30s, and the kid was like 14.
Yeah. No, I remember that was he was the first one to step.
He was the first one to speak, and he was, and that was like one of the first people after Weinstein to like get taken
Yeah,
down.
and then it was a whole pyramid of people.
Yeah.
But well, I guess my question doesn't mean anything anymore because my facts were wrong.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna ask you because in my mind I thought he just had that one accuser. It said the other day that one of his accusers like voluntarily dropped charges on him.
I just saw one of them like pled the fifth and like in something like that.
Yeah, like he So my question was like, assuming he just had that one, obviously there's 14 others now, but like if he dropped it,
if there had just been the one, I think I know where you're going. If there had just been the one, and that one had dropped it and been like never voluntarily, and like and nothing ever came out about like witness tampering, and it was literally just like the guy being like, nope, never mind. Like you know, whether it was because like he thought it over and realized it was a consensual situation, or
it just never happened.
Like whatever it would have been. If it had just been that one, I'm more than willing to uncancel the person. You know, I'm more than willing to like.
But
be
my
like,
thing is, like, does he get his endorsements back? Does he get his career? Because his career's fucking ruined forever.
I mean, he could.
And does that guy go to jail?
Yes.
Yes. I 100% think we should put false rape accusations.
Yes, but they're just super rare.
Oh,
they're
no,
very, very rare.
Yeah,
but I do agree that people should be punished for doing that. Yeah. And you know, it would have been like a defamation thing and this and that. Yeah. But like, no, there are a lot of other accounts.
Well, he has 14
people. If it's literally just one, like if there's just one, and then it like is like, you know what, that actually wasn't quite what happened, or like that is what happened, but I realize now that it was consensual. Like whatever. If those sort of things happened and it was the only claim made against someone, I would be more than willing to be like, my fucking bad. Let's give this person a chance to like come back into the spotlight and into like whatever they want to do. But when there are so many other accusations that have and also the way that he handled it, I don't know if you saw.
He came out as gay like a week later.
Well, he used it as like his fake apology was being like, "I'm sorry, I was handling the fact that I'm closeted gay and didn't know how to deal with that. So I'm gay, so now you have to feel bad for me," which made the LGBT community look like predators, and that was horrible.
Is that what started the pedophilia being part of the LGBT?
No, that's people have wanted to do that for forever.
Yeah.
No, and pedophiles are fucking stupid for that.
No,
I'm not saying that you thought otherwise. I just am complaining about it. No.
I just didn't know when, actually, because...
No, that's been ongoing.
Like I said, I had recently got into politics. Yeah. But, no, that was my main question. Obviously, it doesn't matter anymore. He has 14 other people. But I didn't know if we could uncancel somebody, or there'd still be people who'd be like, you know what, he still did it.
I mean, like, there will always be people like that on both sides. You know, like, whether evidence comes out saying like you know, there's been solid evidence of these things before, like the video of like Ray Rice knocking his girlfriend the fuck out.
Yep.
And there were still people who were like, well, bro, you don't know their situation. Like,
you never let your hand on them.
Like, no, there's no reason for him to do what he did. So like,
but even then, she came out and was like, "Oh, it was my fault." But like,
no, yeah, but it's like
it may be whether it's your fault or not, which it's not because he
knocked you the fuck out and then dragged you out of the elevator. Yeah. Like, no, you don't have to say that. Like, and there was the stuff with Tentacion when he was still alive, where like he like had like beaten up his pregnant girlfriend and all this stuff, and then people. So this was actually an interesting double turn where. I don't know if you saw this, but when that happened, the girlfriend then came out of like a week or two later, however long afterwards, and was like, "Hey, he actually didn't beat me up, this and that, blah blah blah. It was like I was not telling the truth." And so everyone was like, "Oh man, like, oops," and like kind of let Tentacion slide, and we're like, whatever. And then it came back out that he was getting arrested for witness tampering because he threatened her to tell everyone that she was full of shit and drop the charges. Yeah. And so it was like he was like in trouble, and then everybody was like, "Oh, oops, she turned out to be a liar. Never mind." And then it came back out that he was then being, you know, he had forced her to like pretend that it was all bullshit. So, you know. That was an example of people being willing to take someone back into the community, but also it's the SoundCloud rap community, so who's to say?
They take back anybody.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
Unfortunately.
There are still a lot of people that think that Tentacion did nothing wrong. I'm not going to get into that, though.
Yeah, let the corpse die.
Did you see you saw the 5-second knockout?
Yes, UFC 239.
239, holy shit. So, this is the sports section.
Yeah. Skip ahead.
Skip ahead to, let's say we'll cut it off at the 1 hour mark.
We'll cut. All right, 2 minutes. Go.
Skip 2 minutes. So there's this video. It's on Twitter.
We have a 30-second intro to this, so cut it off at 1 hour and 30 seconds.
There's a video on it's going around on Twitter of this fight that happened. It was the shortest knockout in UFC history. 5 seconds. They start the fight. and this guy charges in, hits this dude with a flying knee to his head. Dude is immediately out cold.
I thought he died.
I thought he was dead. But the guy comes on because the referee doesn't stop the fight immediately, so he throws 2 more big punches on the ground, and then they stop the fight.
Yeah.
And then homeboy who knocked him out drops to the ground, pounds the mat, and then walks away.
Talking shit to him.
Because the guy who got knocked out was running his mouth and getting personal about like his religion and
ethnicity,
and
all
like
this shit.
Really going for like his life and for his and so he and the fighter who knocked him out was like, I'm going to start this fight with a flying knee. And he told everyone, he didn't hide it. He was like, this fight is going to start with a flying knee. I want to be perfectly clear.
I don't think he thought it would go that fast. You
No.
can start the match off with a flying knee all you want. But
Sure, but like to immediately, because it looked like it looked like the guy who got knocked out went in for like maybe a takedown.
Yeah.
And he just got absolutely clobbered.
He got
like
blindsided.
top of the head. He got like the top of the head.
It was disgusting.
Fucking
But
brutal.
so after the fight report, not the ones where he's like, oh, I completely gave him what he deserved. There was one other fight, post-fight interview, and they were like, so, now what? He goes, well, I've just baptized 2 people in a row, so I think the belt's next.
I love that.
They call him whatever his ethnicity is. I can't remember what, like, actually.
They call him Knockout Man.
No, they call him something Jesus. Like, they call him, like, his
okay.
ethnic group and then Jesus.
Gotcha.
Because he keeps saying he baptized people.
I love that.
But no, he's a beast.
And then Amanda Nunes absolutely
Used Holly Holm's kick to her
plastering
skull.
Holly Holm with a foot to the mouth.
Yeah, and then John Jones won,
And a split decision, apparently. It was
Yeah,
a
but
little controversial.
Everyone gave, like, the 2 fighters gave him their all. Like, John Jones, even though he won, they had to carry him out of the octagon. Like, he couldn't.
A lot of people were saying that Santos should have taken the fight because of, like, the 5th round.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That 5-second knockout took the
I didn't
night.
watch the fight. I paid attention to the 5-second knockout and to the Nunes kick because it was absolutely brutal. And fighting is cool, and that's our sports section.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
We're back. No sports section.
I hope that everyone like actually listened to that because we were like, it's only 2 minutes, you can handle it.
Yeah.
But maybe
It was
not.
fun. What's on our list?
That's everything I have written down. But I did want to talk about. I saw Hair at Serenby last night.
Who?
Hair. It's a musical.
Oh, all right.
It's like set in like the 60s, like during the Vietnam War, and it's basically just a bunch of hippies being hippies. It's one of those musicals very similar to Godspell, where it really is like hippie Godspell. There's not like a solid plot. Like the main thing is that this main dude gets drafted and he keeps trying to avoid it and saying he's not going to go, and then he goes. But then they sing "Let the
Hear
Sun
that,
Shine
Donald
In."
Trump? You get drafted and you go.
Imagine.
You don't get a choice.
Imagine. But no, the music is really good, and there were just a lot of talented fucking people in that show. We got to go for free. Sonny and I went. I got comps from Horizon for being an intern.
Oh.
They put it under apprentice company, and so when I went up, an apprentice from the Serenby apprentice company was like doing the check-in. She was like, "Oh my god, you're an apprentice, so am I. I'm one here." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sick, that's awesome." And I told Sonny in the car right before we got there, I was like, "By the way, you're an apprentice at Horizon if anybody asks."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Great." And she was like, "So when did y'all start your apprenticeships?" And I was like, "Beginning of the summer." Because that's when my internship started, but it's totally different from the APCO.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the APCO for Horizon, I don't think has started yet. But I think it starts in August. And she was like, "Yeah, ours does too. It's not normal. Like, I think most companies," I was like, "Most companies do August." Yeah, yeah. And she was like, "Cool, what show are you guys working on right now?" And Sonny had no idea. So he made that like, weird. And I was like, "We're opening Sweetwater Taste on Friday. And that's really pretty much it right now. Please stop asking me questions." She was like, "Oh, well, I'm sure I'll see you around." And I was like, "Yeah, totally." And then Sonny and I walked away and we were like, we have to hide from her
For the rest of the night.
because we're liars.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the heart because she was clearly so excited to like meet another apprentice at a different company. So I didn't have the heart to be like, I'm actually just like a summer intern.
Yeah.
And they just named it that. Sorry.
Yikes.
She was sweet, and I'm sure she'll get over it.
Yeah, whatever.
She's gonna fucking go to Horizon and be like, "Yeah, where are Jared and Sonny?" And you're like, "I don't fucking know. I don't know who those people are."
We haven't seen Jared in 84 years.
Right. But no, Hair was really fucking cool.
Does that have any relationship to Hairspray?
No.
Okay.
None. No, and you would maybe actually enjoy this musical because there's nudity in it. at the end of Act 1. Like
you think I'm an animal
Yes.
who likes nudity.
Well, no, I think that your favorite type of theater is the kind where wild shit happens. That way you can like.
You're fucking right.
Right. So they smoke doobies on stage all through the show, and then
Do they pass it to the audience?
No, but they ask if any of them have a joint, and it's not real. Like they're not real joints, but like. But and then
Scoffs.
at the end of Act 1, they strip down completely. And the cool thing, I want to give credit to Serenby for this because they didn't force everyone to do it. They have basically told everyone like night to night you can decide if you're comfortable with it, and if there's a night where you're not, you don't have to. If there's a night where you just want to take off your shirt but leave your bra and your pants on, that's great. If you want to get entirely naked, do it. Like they've given them full control over how much they do, and
Body autonomy.
yeah,
Or
autonomy.
autonomy. I was close.
You got it. No, I appreciate that they did that. It's nice to like have actors getting that control of, and being able to feel comfortable night to night and not having it be like, well, you told us you were going to do it, so now you have to do it every night. Like it's good that they can gauge it. And from what Rosie told me, they have been like it's been a different amount each night. The fog was really heavy last night, like from the effects that they were doing on stage, so you couldn't see most of them. You could see a few, but like depending on where you were sitting, you would get like a different view of like who you could actually see. But yeah, I didn't even realize quite what was happening until like right as it was like almost over, and they were all about to like kind of like get off stage. But like this dude steps forward, like dick entirely out, and I was like, "Oh, this is that part. Oh shit!" And then I like saw like another girl like taking off her shirt, and I was like, "Oh, this is happening right now." Are they gonna? I was like, and I don't know the show, so I was like, I don't know how long they run around on stage like entirely naked, but they end the song naked and standing there, and then like they run off and they get dressed. Like that's pretty much it. But I just like since your favorite show that you've seen of mine is Episodes, like I was like, you'll enjoy.
I would have enjoyed that.
You'll enjoy that there's
crazy
weed
shit
and nudity. Yeah. So that was that. I mean, shout out to them for a great fucking show. They're talented ass people.
Another thing I want to ask about, actor-wise, actress-wise.
Sure.
The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
All right. I keep wanting to say Halle Berry.
Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey. Okay.
Halle Bailey.
Obviously
it's very close. I
read it as Halle Berry the first time.
So did I. When I saw it, I was like, Halle Berry. That's not Halle Berry. Oh.
Yeah. So they, it's a black girl.
They cast a black girl as the Little Mermaid.
Which is not a problem because
people
like someone made the point of saying that like Mulan has to be Chinese because it's a Chinese story. And Ariel doesn't have to be essentially a white girl because her story doesn't revolve around race. My only issue is... It's not about the race.
Okay.
So my only issue is I think Ariel's like poster thing, like her like go-to like significant thing is her red hair.
You can just put red hair. You can just dye her hair.
No, they confirmed that she's not going to have red hair.
But it's the same thing as like her having red hair is never mentioned in the story.
But it's like her thing.
No. I mean, no. Like I see what you're saying, but like,
I'm not saying a black girl can't have red hair.
No,
that's not what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm just saying, but like,
no, I know.
I want the red hair.
To that, I say, get the fuck over it.
But she's gonna look like the sisters from like that's what set her apart. Is she had the red
Still
hair?
give her something else to set her apart.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like for like I know that you're not coming at it from like a bad angle.
Yeah.
You just have this one thing and that's like whatever. But like they're the people. This is more for the people that are coming at it from that racist angle of like it's a white girl. Yeah. That's my childhood. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
It's a
like
cartoon.
Mulan has to be Chinese.
It's a cartoon, and there is no racial implication. She's a fish.
She's a mermaid. Get it right.
She is a fish, and
she's a mermaid.
I'll say it again. And also there were people being like there were people trying to prove that the myth of mermaids, they're like white historically. There is a black mermaid in the Little Mermaid.
Is there?
At least in the cartoon, in maybe the animated series.
Is it in the second one?
I saw a picture of it. Like oh god.
But no, like I said, I don't care that she's black.
Yeah, no, but like there were people talking about how like mermaids are white in the mythos or whatever. I was like, there's literally a black fucking mermaid in the Little Mermaid. You're just being a racist because you want to be. Like that's not a thing.
But anyway, the Mulan trailer dropped, and that's Sydney and I's favorite Disney movie.
They're not including.
It's weak.
They're not including two big characters, right?
Yeah, Shang is... No, they're not including a whole bunch of shit.
Okay.
No music. None of, like, Mulan's songs.
Okay.
They're all... The originals are included, but it's only instrumental. I don't want instrumental. I want choreography like Aladdin had. Have you seen Aladdin?
No, nothing.
In my opinion, Will Smith put Robin Williams in the dirt. No pun intended.
Yikes.
Like,
he's dead.
Yes, that was the pun.
Yeah.
No, Will Smith, like, blew Robin Williams out the water.
Good for him. I know a lot of people were, like, critical just of the fact that he was not Robin Williams, which I don't know what people were on about. Like, Robin Williams is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's just, like, you can't do it.
You can't cast him.
He's dead. He's
You
not
cannot
alive.
cast him.
So, I don't know. But,
I'm trying to look up...
you know, I saw something, and we don't have to dive too far into this, but I saw a couple of posts where there were some people talking about how, like, a lot of Chinese people think that, or not a lot, but, like, there are Chinese people that think that that the original Mulan movie is a little bit offensive to
The Disney one?
Yeah,
It's offensive to Chinese culture.
because of the stereotypes about the culture and some of that stuff. And so some people are happy that they're not including some of the things that, like, are being left out from the original because they're hoping that will help do the culture more justice.
Yeah.
So I'm not Chinese, so I don't get to really speak on this. But what I will say is that if it's going to make Chinese culture and Chinese people happier with, like, the adaptation, then I'm all for it because you know
they took out Mushu, the dragon, not the lizard.
Right.
So
Eddie Murphy.
yeah, they took out Shang, her love interest.
Okay.
They took out the Huns, like the villains they're fighting. Mm-hmm. They took out, like, they added a villain. Which there was really no villain besides the Huns, really.
Okay.
They kept the whole storyline of, like, she's gonna fight for her family, stuff like that.
Interesting.
But, like, my thing is, I understand, like, the Chinese culture, like, you want to, like, preserve it, I guess, if that's the word.
Well, and you want to just be respectful of
it.
Yeah.
But, like, if Disney's making a movie that they're gonna call Mulan, but not have anything to do with, like, the actual Mulan,
Yeah.
they should rename it.
I see what you mean.
Or have another movie industry company make a movie and keep the Chinese culture, you know, intact, like the movie they're shooting for. But, like, Disney cannot make a Mulan movie without
I think that they could have.
Mushu was half the movie.
I think they can preserve the things that they had in the original movie and just do them more respectfully. Like,
Yeah, I don't
I think
know-
that's what they could have done.
I don't know the specifics. Like, I don't know which part, like,
Yeah,
got the
I'm not
Chinese
quite
culture.
sure.
Like,
I'm not sure.
But, like, yeah, you do it more tastefully. But, like, you can't take out Mushu or Shang or the Huns.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm kind of butthurt over this movie, but whatever.
I mean, you know, I probably won't even watch it, to be honest. And it's not like a boycott thing. I just don't really take interest in it. I didn't take interest in the Aladdin one. I don't really take a lot of interest in the Little Mermaid one.
No.
Like, the only thing that I want to really see it for is to eat salty buckets of popcorn that are salted with white people's tears. Like, I don't, you know, like
I didn't know they were making a Little Mermaid live action until Melissa McCarthy was, like, rumored to play Ursula.
Oh yeah.
Which is the other... Okay, that's the other thing that...
Ursula's purple and people are getting mad about that.
Because apparently Ursula's supposed to be black, but
no,
in the movie she's purple.
Ursula's based on Divine, the white drag queen.
I saw multiple tweets from multiple people.
I know.
But I don't get how that works.
Well, and the thing about it, and, like, now that Ariel has been cast as a black woman, this is not as much of a problem. But they were talking about, like, how, like, there was people who were countering the whole, like, Ursula should be black thing by being like, so you want the only black person in this movie to be
the
villain and to be portrayed as, like, a big drag queen, overdone, like, over the top, like, what's the word, caricature. Like, that's the representation that you want. Like, that's stupid. And then also she's purple. But she's based on a white drag queen. So I don't care if a black woman or a white woman or anybody else plays it.
The race is not the issue for this movie.
It's just
But they would make her purple because they made Will Smith blue.
Yeah, I don't see that mattering either way. I think it's just about representation. But, like, again, Ursula was based on Divine, which is a white drag queen. Unless my research and everything that I know is wrong. But I'm pretty positive on that one. So,
I mean, you're a theater kid. You would know.
Yeah, well, it's just, I don't know. But
oh, well.
Yeah, it's just people are getting
very upset.
People are getting upset at each other, and, you know, it's just kids movies, man. It's just kids movies. The whole, like, I'm trying to preserve my childhood shit is corny. You're a cornball if that's what you're.
I mean, I don't know little to anything about theater, but the best actor gets the part. So if they felt like Halle Bailey, I'll get that right eventually.
Yeah.
If they thought she was the best fit for Ariel, she got the part. If they think Melissa McCarthy is the best fit for Ursula, she'll get the part.
I just hope that they're not just casting Halle Bailey as a race baiting thing, where they're like, you want your representation? Yeah. Take it. And then we're going
to be honest, I don't know what white girl could play Ariel.
Scarlett Johansson.
She plays everything.
Amy Adams. I don't know. Insert redhead here.
I want...
Because that's the other thing. Even if it had been a white girl, if it hadn't been a redhead white girl, people still would have had something to say. It wouldn't have been as big of an uproar, but people would have been like, what about redheads? Yeah. Like, she's supposed to be she's supposed to have red hair. First of all...
you can't dye hair or use a wig.
Yeah, and also there's no natural... or it's very hard to come by that hair color naturally, because she's a fucking cartoon mermaid.
But I've never met a mermaid who didn't have red hair.
How many?
But no, you're right, because even if it was a white girl, they would bitch about her hair.
They're more mad about the fact that she's black, but there would have been people who were like, if it had been like a blonde girl, they would have been like,
I'm not mad that her hair is not red. I just always thought that was like her staple.
Got you. No, I don't think it is. I think that it's the one thing that's different about her from other Disney princesses.
Because they all have black, brown, or white hair, or blonde hair.
But again, it's like it's never mentioned. Like
it's not.
It's never. They don't even like ever put.
And that's what I was looking up actually on my phone. I was seeing if it was ever, there was a line that ever.
They never even do a close up shot of it or like accentuate it. It's just. That's how they drew a fucking mermaid. All the other mermaids are like, just, like blonde, brown, black hair, whatever else. Like I think they did that specifically to make her stand out from all of her like
counterparts.
Her her mermaid sisters and shit. Yeah, like it was a thing on purpose and almost made out to be like redheads or outcasts sort of type thing, which is a whole other situation. I don't know, but
even if that's the point they were going for, the redhead should be in the
movie.
Like
but what
you don't.
I just don't. It's fine. What was my point? I don't know. I mean, I just think that it's stupid to be wasting your breath on it, and it's really just exposing a lot of people as fucking deeply rooted racists.
Yeah. But they did that with Mary Jane and Spider-Man.
Yeah. When Zendaya
played it, but.
Even
I kind of got. I didn't get like offended that she was black. That wasn't the thing. It was just like if you're going by comic, Mary Jane's a white girl. So if they were like modeling the movie after the comic,
but then it's another thing of this is what my point was. Yeah. It's another one of those things where it's not integral to the story. She just that's how they drew her, and part of it is because back in like earlier times when comic books were being written and drawn, it was a white nation and a white nation only. That's hopefully showing a changing of the times, that people are seeing that and being like, you know what, it has nothing to do with the story. So
but time will tell if Ariel being black was trying to play the race card and like trying to grab people's attention,
or if it was
truly
for the sake of letting her have a chance because she deserved it. I hope it's that one.
Yeah, I hope it's the
and
latter.
She's a talented actress. I've seen her in some other stuff.
And they were thinking about Lizzo playing. I don't know Lizzo enough. I just know what that she's 100%
that bitch song.
Yeah.
And another thing about it is the whole like people are this conversation has led to another one where it's like people are talking about like, well, Mulan and Princess and the Frog, these stories, like their race is a part of the story and like their background is a part of the story, and so people are like, and that's something that's also something we should talk about. Like, can we have some stories with black people and with Asian people and with Hispanic people and people that are not white where their race isn't the story? Like, can we have Aladdin or not Aladdin, but like Little Mermaid and like Beauty and the Beast type stories with people who are of color but it doesn't have to be like, Beauty and the Beast, but she's black. Like, it can just be like a love story, but the character is black. Like,
although I love Emma Watson, so I'm biased on that.
She was great. She was good in that movie. But no, like, you get my point.
No,
like,
I get it.
But that's another conversation that's been opened up that I didn't even that I really didn't consider, because I was so focused on the idea of like white people being white in these movies doesn't matter, because that's like what people have made the norm. So like, it's not about them being white. It's about regular people living regular lives. And stories like Mulan and Princess and the Frog, it's about the background and the race. And
I've never seen Princess and the Frog. That is about her color.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
It's I mean, because they're in New Orleans and like it's
Okay, I've never seen that. I know very little about Disney movies.
Yeah, no, it's it's a part of it in that story.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say because
well,
if
and
they
then
cast
same thing
a
with
white
like
girl,
Moana and like
Hawaiian?
what's the other
Frozen,
no
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas as well, and then the one about the Day of the Dead. I can't remember the name of it. Coco.
Oh, the
yes,
Mexican Halloween.
Yes.
Well, our Halloween is Mexico's Day of the Dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Coco. Yeah. It's like stories like that. You know, like it's like yay, we're getting like representation for these people, but like when can we start getting representation for them without it having to be about representing them?
Mm-hmm.
When can it just be we're telling these stories about everyday people living their everyday lives, even if they're people of color, because we're white and we don't know how to write a story for anybody otherwise. Yeah. Like, so I'm hoping that that's the next step.
Yeah.
We'll see if that's a thing or not.
Yeah. Wow, that was cool. We usually handle political talks like that. Anyway,
yeah.
So
I'm not.
no, it don't matter. What else do you want to go over?
I think that's it.
Yeah, can I tell one story about the kids?
Please do. That'll be it.
All right, and then there'll be,
wrap.
and then we don't even have to go through you know where to find us, because I realized that's our entire 30-second intro. This is where we are.
Yeah, we waste 10 minutes at the end doing what I do in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, so we can just.
That's why I made that. That's why we didn't have to do that.
But we do it anyway. So as soon as the story ends, we'll have our laugh. We'll have a quick discussion, and then we'll dip.
Yep.
So the kids had a lot of trouble with their language this week.
Oh.
Lots of words thrown around.
Okay.
Keep in mind they are 8, 11, 9, and 12.
Okay.
So not ages particularly that we should be using those
language.
words.
Yeah.
But so we're outside in the pool, and I'm like, all right, everyone get out. I'm like, we've been in here for like 2 hours. Let's go inside, relax, whatever. And Lizzie, who loves to swim, she goes, no. And she was like, we were doing a little back and forth, whatever. And then Evan, who's 11 years old, goes, what the fuck? And I go,
nope.
I go, Evan, what? And Camden goes, oh shit. And I go, no, Camden.
No.
I was like, no, that's not how it works.
No.
And then I was like, Lizzie, you can't swim. We all have to go inside. She goes, you're acting like a douche. And
oh my god!
And I go, what?
I did not know these words at this age.
And I was like, you don't even know what a douche is. And she goes, your dick. And I go,
no.
And I go, no, not my dick. And then Cole, the fucking 10-year-old, steps up. He goes, yeah, well, you're a pussy. And I'm like, dude,
oh,
like the entire world was falling apart. And I was like, can we not do this? And then. Like, I finally got everything settled down, and then I went inside.
They just wanted to say all the words.
Oh, no, they were just finding opportunities. And we finally went inside, and, like, I had a moment of with myself in my room. I was like, I'm going to be a horrible dad.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it was just like, bitch.
And you were like, hey, stop.
And I couldn't help from laughing. They're 8 years old. Like, the girl thought my dick was a douche. And then Cole was the funniest one, because he just... quiet the entire time, just pops up, well, your pussy is just...
So that has nothing to even do with this.
It was so bad.
No, I definitely have those moments with these kids at these camps.
They cuss like that?
No, but they're old enough to make some inappropriate jokes. But because I'm like in this like leadership role, as much as I want to be like haha or like whatever, I have to be like I literally have multiple times been like I am obligated to tell you not to say that. Or been like you should not know what that means. Like.
Or my favorite thing is where they want to cuss, but they bleep it out. They're like, what the is your problem? I'm like, I know what you want. I'm like, I know what you're trying to say.
No, there was last week we were playing this game where someone's in the center of a circle and you have to walk up to people and try to make them laugh or like break. You have to keep a straight face, but you walk up to them and you say, honey, I love you. Can you please give me a smile? And then they have to say, honey, I'm sorry, but I just can't smile without cracking a smile. Okay. And you can do whatever you want. Like you can make a crazy voice, you can jump the fuck around. The general rule is like just don't touch anybody, but like otherwise you can throw yourself across the room, whatever you want to do. And so I was in the center and I was getting everybody without even like having to say shit. I would just turn around and look at them and go like kind of like look them up and down and they would break because they were like young, so they're like everything's funny. And one of the CITs was in the circle and she is like standing there and she was one of the people that was just like unbreakable.
Yeah.
And so I walk up to her and I'm like really trying to do it. I'm trying to do it without having to say anything. Like I've been doing everybody else. Like I was like, maybe if I just stay in here long enough, eventually like it'll work, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like right in front of her face and I'm like wiggling my eyebrows and I'm like doing whatever to try to make her laugh. And this little like 11-year-old girl goes, kiss. And I was like, inappropriate, illegal, and absolutely not. And then I like went back to what I was doing. I was like, fuck, you should not be, nope.
No.
Like, nope. No.
It's crazy the words that they know. I knew those words.
It's just crazy when you're older
to
to like see people like because I was doing it when I was 11 and 12 too. But like when I see 11 and 12-year-olds doing it now because I like have
I did it when I was home alone though. These kids have no shame.
Or I did it on the school bus because that's like where you do that. That's
Yeah.
the school bus is like where that cultivates.
You start it there, you end it there.
Yeah.
But like I also did it when I was home alone when mom wasn't and I die in Call of Duty.
Practice.
Yeah, when I die in Call of Duty, I was like shit.
Yeah.
Or I would like say a word. But these kids got no shame. They do it whenever they feel like it.
It's crazy.
And
it really is.
Yeah.
Kids are funny as fuck, man.
They're hilarious.
This girl, she's about to be in 8th grade, and she so we have these little like signs up on the wall, one for the June session, one for this one, where we write down any funny or stupid shit that people say. Like if somebody's like I don't know, I can't really think of a good example. Oh, there was one kid in the June session that like wrote a little thank you note for them, and like when at the end he was like, P.S. I liked both the counselors, but I liked Sonny a little better than Cassie. And I thought that was fucking, so they wrote it up on the wall.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. So one of them from that session was like, you cannot walk, it was like, where are your bottoms? Where are your pants? Like, you can't walk out in the streets of Atlanta naked. And the context, it was the leader of the whole camp, like the education department, who like said that. And the context was that they were about to have a day at the fountain at this park that's nearby. And they were walking out without pants on, like just in their swimsuit bottoms or whatever. And so she was like, where are your pants?
Yeah.
You can't just walk around like that. Like, there are weird people out there. But and so like they wrote it up there, but like there wasn't any context provided. So she grabs the other leader of the camp and is like, were you here for the June session? And she's like, yeah, I was. And this little like 13-year-old girl is like, what the hell is that? And the teacher's like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
And she goes, what the hell is that? And Sim goes, she's like, do you mean what the heck? And she goes, what the heck? Like very like, I can't believe you're telling me not to say this.
But I said it twice so you could hear me say it.
Right.
Because
the second time she said it, she didn't say it like she clearly didn't catch like that she was not supposed to. She thought that she just genuinely didn't hear us. She's like, what the hell is that?
She was practicing.
Yeah, that was so funny to me.
Because when you start cussing, you use it in the worst way. Like, you don't know how to cuss, but you just throw it in the sentence.
I remember when I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, I got permission from my parents to start saying crap.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, a lot of my friends say C-R-A-P. Mm-hmm. Can I say it if it's not like, you know? And she was like, I guess. Like, don't say it just whenever or at school, but like, you know, if you're at home and we're just talking, like, okay. Yeah. And so I was like, cool. And I like got on my video game and just like, for no reason, I'd be like, oh, I'm crapping on you, dude. Oh, what the crap? Like, man, that's crap. Just over and over. And then eventually my mom walked in the room and was like, it's a bit much. And I was like, all right, got it.
I'm gonna crap and kill you, bro.
Like, exactly.
Like, you never know.
You don't
how to
understand.
Use it.
You're just saying it to say it. No. And then, you know, fast forward to now, and earlier tonight, I told my mom to kiss my ass.
Yeah.
You thought that she was like angry about it, but she was definitely not. She was just testing my
listened
life.
back to one of our episodes. I don't know what it was, but we cuss a lot, and I was like trying to make a conscious effort not to cuss this episode as much because like,
oh, I can't help it.
No, me either. But
really
like,
can't.
Eventually, like, there's like a quota on cussing before it's
all right, you're doing a bit much.
Like, I listened to a podcast today, and like the first like 20 minutes of it, it was like every other like third word was like either the F or the shit.
That's
like, you know,
the F or the shit. Yeah.
The F word or the shit word. and like I felt like a parent because I was like, okay, can we like quit it with the cussing?
Tone it down?
I was like, can we tone it down? Let's be tasteful about it.
It was so funny because when the Dow Boys, and again talking about the
oh
Dow
my
Boys,
god,
but when the Dow Boys came over before you got here, Carson was like talking about something, and they were like, I don't fucking know. Am I allowed to swear on your podcast? And I was like, yeah, I actually encourage you to swear on my podcast. So I just thought that was funny.
They asked that about the Trenches podcast too.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I remember now. Yeah. But it was like during the recording of that episode. Yeah. No, I just thought it was funny. Kids are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Cool. That's the consensus of a little bit of this podcast because we discussed a lot tonight.
Yeah.
All right, episode 10 in the books.
I have no idea what I'm going to name this episode. I'll figure it out.
Let's just put it on the Instagram story. Just give us a name for this episode.
Yeah.
And then see who fucking cares.
Good idea. Cool. 10 episodes in the books, and we got some shit coming up.
Yeah, we do.
But I'm not going to say anything about it yet.
No, we don't.
Just going to say that we got shit coming up and
Yes,
that
we
I'm
do.
super excited to start doing it.
I've been bouncing back and forth for 20 minutes because I have to pee.
So I've had to pee for like an hour.
Yeah,
but I was like, let's not take a break. Let's just power
it's been
through.
bad.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
Thanks
thank
for
you
jumping
for
off the
listening.
cliff.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. It's always cool to do this shit, and we're going to keep doing it. So thanks for jumping off the cliff with us. We'll see you next week.
Take care of yourselves.